Hello students, and welcome to Lesson 9, Day 2. We're going to go over the chords we're going to be playing in Amazing Grace. We're going to play Amazing Grace in Day 3, and then in Day 4 we're going to play a little bit jazzier version of Amazing Grace with one different chord. So let's get started. Last time we learned the color system of chords, and that can be very helpful here. The first chord in Amazing Grace is the F chord. Now if you remember, F belongs to the all white notes group, so it's going to be F, A, and C. Has all white notes, just like the C chord had all white notes, and the G chord had all white notes. Okay? So just remember, you're going to be playing this chord, F, in the root position. You're going to be playing F, A, and C on all of these in both versions of Amazing Grace. So a good way to find this chord is if you're pretty familiar with the G chord, which was right here, the F chord is just right here. So it's right below the G chord. Okay, make sure that you have this chord down. If you can play the G chord, then you can easily play the F chord. Now let's look at the second chord in Amazing Grace, which is going to be your C chord. Now we're used to playing the C chord here. When we first started off this class, we started playing the C chord in this position, the regular position. Here's another version of the C chord we played. We played the G, C, and E version. Remember the rule about inversions. The three notes, C, E, and G, define the C chord, but you don't have to put them in that order. Now finally we're going to learn another version of the C chord. It's going to be E, G, and C. Now don't forget, when we start this song, we start in this position, F, A, C, and then we're going to go to E, G, C. Why do we do this? Because Amazing Grace is a nice smooth song. We don't want to jump all over the place and jump from here to here, but instead we want to go from here to here. Eventually we're going to go back to F. Now remember, if I'm going too fast, feel free to pause this video, go over one chord at a time. We really want to get these chords down. Okay? Another version, or another chord, is the B flat chord. Now if you remember our last lesson, B flat chord consisted of B flat, D, and F. It was in the miscellaneous groups of chords. Remember, you had the black note in the middle chord, the white note in the middle chord, the all white notes. This is miscellaneous. But now what we're going to do is, since we're in this position starting off, F, A, C, we're going to go F, B flat, and D. Why would we want to do that? Now remember, this is our home chord, F. We don't want to move too much, so we're going to do this chord right here, F, B flat, and D. And of course the way we write that is B flat chord, but F is on the bottom. That's why it's a slash chord. Just like when we wrote C chord with E on the bottom, it's C slash E, so we get E, G, and C. Okay, so we've got F chord, C chord with E on the bottom, back to F chord, B flat chord with F on the bottom, one more chord in this song. We've talked about major and minor chords. The minor chord sounds sad. Now remember, we learned that A major chord was this, black note in the middle. How do we make it minor? We take this C sharp down, and that turns it into A minor, A, C, E. But now remember, this is home base here. We don't want to jump all the way up here and play A minor. So we think, is there an easier way to play A minor? There certainly is. Let's go from E to A to C. I'll play that again. E, A, C. So we're playing an A minor chord, but we've got E on the bottom. So to recap all the chords, here's F. Here's our C chord, E, G, C. Here's our B flat chord, F, B flat, D. And the final chord, A minor, E, A, and C. Okay, students, be sure to know all of these chords really, really well. We're going to start Amazing Grace in the next lesson, and we're only going to play fake book versions for this week. Since I know you've been doing music reading a lot, we're going to do fake book versions this week. Okay, I'll see you in the next lesson. We're going to learn about the melody to Amazing Grace and how to put the hands together.